Every year since 2015, Athens TV has traveled to Los Angeles on a field trip to learn about the film and television industry and make some videos. If you were to speak with each of the 71 students who have traveled, you'd hear one destination at or near the top of every list: the Santa Monica Pier. For a group coming from the depths of Michigan winters, the symbolism is almost too much. The beach, the buskers and vendors, the park. For some, it's their first time seeing the ocean, and for many, it's the California of their imagination. The end of the pier is physically the farthest we'll be from home, and we always time it so we're there to watch the sunset together. The experience approaches the spiritual. There's simply nothing like it in Troy, and the chance to do a project there will probably never come again. So it's no surprise that most students want the pier to be the setting for their project, and as we approach the 10-year anniversary in Athens TV, we can look at two of these projects, the pier from 2015 and the incident at the pier in 2019, that show us just how far we've come in the second half of our decade. We've undergone a revolution since the pier. In fact, nothing that was used in any stage of that production is still in use in class today. And just 4 years ago, that's kind of crazy. But technology has advanced so rapidly in video that we now have a better version of everything that was used. And the revolution was really fueled by a $5,000 grant from Athens, Michigan, that provided most of the equipment that was used for the incident at the pier. So we're going to zero in on what made this revolution work by taking a look at these two films. First, a little bit about each. The Pier is a story of 4 kids who meet by chance at the pier, each brought there by their own search for meaning after experiencing trouble with their fathers. It was produced by Michael Collison, Derek Schmitz, Jack Stover, and Amy Dardell, all class of 2015. Michael and Derek produced several of the funniest, most enjoyable videos ever, and Jack and Amy won the first Athens, Michigan Student Production Awards in Athens TV history in 2015. All were and are extremely talented. After hearing each other's stories at the pier, they resolved to help one another out, and when arriving back home, they discovered that they're all children of the same father. It probably could have been an hour-and-a-half film versus 7 minutes, but it was ambitious, and at the time, unlike anything we had ever produced. The incident at the pier takes a mockumentary look at petty high school drama, spilling the tea, as the kids say. The story of a single incident that blows apart a best friendship is told through interviews and scraps pulled from social media. It was directed by Abby Bright and Grace Jew, winners of the first Athens TV Michigan Association of Broadcasters Student Award for Public Service Announcement, but really had a massive cast pulled from several different classes. In both films, the majority of the action takes place away from the pier. In the incident at the pier, the footage shot at the pier lasts only 7 seconds, and that is done by design. The ATVLA stop at the pier is roughly 2 hours, which doesn't leave a ton of time. There's also a near total lack of control. Weather, people, lighting, sound, all are considerations that are largely out of our hands, so you got to adapt. For the longest time in entering competitions, it was those last two, lighting and sound, that we'd always score low on. And there's a good reason for this. We simply could not afford lighting or sound equipment, so we pretty much had to roll the dice with whatever nature gave us. And you can see how this backfires big time in the pier. The scenes at the pier feel very bright, and I say feel because on the one hand, they are, and on the other, the actors are squinting, often looking right in the direction of the sun. It just feels like they should have sunglasses on. It's uncomfortable. We could have tried to fix some of this in post-production, but odds are it would have looked over-edited and been unfixable. Once it's bright, it was going to stay that way. And we addressed this in the incident at the pier in a few different ways. The first is an advance that was available in 2015, but we didn't have the money or the knowledge to begin looking for: the UV filter. It's a fantastic tool that acts as sunglasses for the lens and basically neutralizes the sunlight coming into the camera and eliminates that washed out look you see in the pier. The day of, we quickly scouted for a location that was not in direct sunlight. Fortunately, it was partly cloudy anyway. Most importantly, this challenge was built into the plot. A lot of the incident at the pier is based on found footage, or rather footage made to look like it was found on social media. One of the characters is Gracie H, the trip vlogger, and by making her a terrible vlogger for comedy's sake, the audience is able to excuse her footage being dreadful. The idea behind the key scene at the pier is that it was accidentally caught on Snapchat, so the clip feels authentic in the film, and the audience feels lucky to have it as a piece of evidence. Similar to the vlog, its lack of cinematic quality can thereby be excused. If you watch the pier, the first thing you'll notice, or rather the first thing that you'll hear, is the sound quality, or lack of it.
This is the first time I've ever been to the ocean.
Really?
Yep. And I didn't think it was gonna be like this.
Why? What do you mean?
I always ask my dad to take me here, but he never really got around to it.
Now, to defend a bit, we didn't have external microphones at this point, at least not those that we would lug around all day in Los Angeles, but an external microphone doesn't solve every problem. You need the right mic in the right place at the right time, and that internal camera microphone was none of those. The same lessons from lighting were applied here for audio. First of all, do whatever you can at the location to make the sound quality as good as possible. Find a building out of the wind, or just take a moment to listen to what's going on around you and try to get away from any obnoxious sound. Second, and most importantly, limit the sound you're going to need at the pier, or better yet, build any lousy sound that you're going to get anyway into the plot. The result? The only audio you hear at the pier and the incident at the pier comes from a social media clip or a lousy vlogger getting lousy audio.
I really like the red on it.
The pier was one of the very first things we entered into a state-level competition. We were that proud of it at the time. And we heard back from the Michigan Student Festival that they got an award of merit. Now, the festival gives out 4 levels of awards: the best of show, which is the true best of the best; the award of excellence, from which all the best of shows are drawn; the award of honor, which is for an above-average production; and the award of merit, which is a firm handshake for trying to make a video. 4 years on, the incident at the pier was a best of show at the Michigan Student Film Festival. It took second place in short film. First place went to Athens TV's own The Genocide Project at the Michigan Interscholastic Press Association Awards. And to cap off its state-level competition run, it won Best Short Film and Best Director at the 2019 Natus Michigan Student Production Awards. Additionally, it has received over 10 official selections to film festivals around the country and counting. It is, by every measure, the best narrative film Athens TV has ever produced, and it never would have happened without the pier. So for the group out there that will be filming at the pier or somewhere else on ATVLA 23, we want you to remember that story drives everything. Gear doesn't matter. Yes, the equipment we have now is far better than it was in 2015, but what's really changed is how we use it. That is what is important. Look at your story, find the best tools to help you tell that story. And when you know your story really well, you know what you need, who you need, and when you need it. And when you know all those things, that's going to leave time for the important stuff, like watching the sunset.